this is Omegazula's channel, and today I want to show you the abilities of this hero, how their animation looks like. Anger is a Void legendary champion from Orc's faction. Anger is famed not only for his ferocity in combat, but also his tendency to mock all and sundry. While this penchant for insults would later serve him well, in his early life, it was a liability. He frequently provoked orcs much larger and stronger than himself, but the beatings that followed never quelled his impudent streak. Instead, each pummeling only hardened Anger's constitution and will, while pushing his sense of humor in a more gruesome and profane direction. In Anger's adolescence, an orc named Barek was his clan's leader. Barek was imposing, quick to anger, and even he didn't dare to ridicule the orc, who had been known to decapitate those who mocked or belittled him to his face. Barek, working at a typically brutal pace, roared and grunted with vim and vigor with each swing of his axe. He did his best to ignore the sounds, but one particularly loud howl broke his resistance, and before he could stop himself, he was making exaggerated groans and shouts in mocking imitation. Surrounding orcs did not laugh. The combatants' blows were vicious, the clash of steel deafening the forces of both sides watching on. He was strong and unrelenting, but the Worm Knight dodged each blow with supreme confidence. The knight's stamina was impressive, but so was the orc's willpower. The knight sliced open the orc's thigh as he ducked under an almighty swing, but he wheeled the weapon around to punch a hole in the Worm Knight's shoulder with the point of his axe. Axe through the knight's breastplate, shattering ribs and slicing through organs. For his victory, he took the Worm Knight's head, to remind his enemies that his axe can always make good on the threats of his tongue. Anger skills. Attack 1. Exacerbate. Attacks one enemy 2 times. Places an extra hit if the enemy has a provoke debuff. Attack 2. Infuriate. 4 turns cooldown. Attacks all enemies. Places a provoke debuff on them for 1 turn. Places a 30% reflect damage buff on all allies for 2 turns. Also places a counterattack buff on this champion for 2 turns. And passive effect. Bravado. If an enemy with a provoke debuff attacks, has a 40% chance of placing a provoke debuff on them for 1 turn. Each hit taken will reduce damage taken by 5% up to 30% in 1 round, and Aura increases teams' health points in faction crypts by 44%. With Doom Tower being released in December 2020, Anger has additional strong areas of the game, including Kuldath, the Magma Dragon, who is weak against provoke champions. This was Omegazula's. Thank you very much for watching until the end. Don't forget to click like and subscribe. Until next time, see you soon.